All right, so yeah, a little bit about me. My name is Taylor Smith. I know some of you folks here, but if you haven't met me yet, I work with C2 Financial. I'm on a team called the Price Residential Lending Team. We are a broker, and so we work with a lot of different banks to do mortgage, residential loans, things like that. I'm going to be talking about AI today. Was anybody at our last AI talk that we did in June? This was kind of like the beginning of AI becoming available for the general public. So it's a very limited talk we did last time, just using Chat GPT to kind of come up with some creative ways to boost your business as a realtor. Today, it's almost a year later, there's a lot more tools available. And a lot of the questions people were asking last time about, hey, is it capable, am I capable of doing this or that with generating content automatically? A lot of those things are here now. And so we wanted to do a follow-up, mainly in response to a lot of the questions we got last time about how you can start to use these tools to save yourself some time and to really boost your business and supercharge it. So I wanted to first outline what the goals are of this presentation. So firstly, I want to get you thinking about making your highest ROI activities more efficient. Secondly, I want to put you ahead of the curve on what's coming next, because this is an ever-changing landscape of tools. Things are coming out every month. Things are being announced about what's coming in 6 months from now. And so it's gonna continue to evolve at an exponential pace. So I think keeping you ahead of that curve and understanding what's coming next so that you can plan for it is very important. And then thirdly, I wanna give you examples of tools you can use today, because there are a lot of things available today that in 6 months from now will probably be replaced by something else. But that's just gonna be how this goes. So we're gonna talk about what you can do today, what you can do tomorrow, and then most importantly, again, how do you maximize those high ROI activities? Anytime I speak with realtors about their business plan, it really comes down to one very important factor, which is how many conversations are you having on a regular basis? We can think about this business funnel in a sense of leading to a listing, leading to a buyer getting into contract, but how many conversations are you having to fill that funnel so that on the back end you get real listings, you get real clients? If you're not having conversations with people, it's not gonna happen. And so there's many ways that you can have those conversations, whether it's a literal conversation with someone at the gym, whether it is somebody you meet out in public, friends of yours, family members, your community, your church. So many ways to have those conversations. Also, how do you get in front of your audience? Through social media, through your marketing efforts, email, things like that. Rather than get super granular on here's a specific tool and here's how to do it, and I'm gonna teach you how to use this tool, I'd rather inspire you to think about how it is that you get in front of your audience, how it is that you generate those conversations, and then how you might use these tools for your business. I'll give you some examples that I've come up with, things that have worked in ways that we partner with agents. But take some notes, think about it. Everybody's a little different. Some people like the more traditional door knocking, sending postcards. Other people have other ways of getting in front of folks. We have a lot of realtors who use a lot of digital farming, who send emails to their farm, who use a lot of social media. Maybe there's some things you haven't thought of, like social media. Are you using social media? How are you using social media? What are the real trends that are working to get people engaged with your social media? It doesn't have to be something that goes viral and has tens of thousands of likes, but it is a way to get in front of your audience so that the people who follow you get that personal sense that you're connecting with them, and they start to regard you as an expert and as a resource when it comes to real estate. So I wanted to recap, since we went over a lot of the basics last time. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, but we're gonna talk real quick about the basics. So what is AI? Of course, artificial intelligence. It's been developed for a long time, but it's recently become available in a very powerful way due to technological advances in computing power. As of today, what types of AI are available? Large language model is the first one that became available to us all, which was like Chat GPT, Gemini, Bard, things like that. If you've used that, you know how powerful this is. If you haven't, we'll do a quick little example. So how can you harness the power of AI? Last time we spoke about generating content, using it for research, And we kind of used a bunch of examples in those two domains. Today, we're going to talk about, in addition to that, creating branding materials, creating marketing materials, targeting your audience, and then reaching your audience. These are kind of the new things that have become available with AI. All right, I'm not going to get into the definition of AI because we've kind of already talked about that. Okay, so what types of AI are available to me today? Of course, large language model, text to image. So this is a feature where you can type text and it will generate an image for you. Text to video. This is fairly recent. You can now type in text and tell it, I want you to produce a video, produce a video that presents this, and it will do it for you. This one is rapidly changing and getting better and better, almost week by week. And so there are a lot of tools that are gonna come out probably within the next year that are gonna make this a lot easier and easier and easier. But as you think about how you use video in your marketing, I'd want you to think about, like, if I could create a video just by writing something down, what would that video be? And how would I use that video to connect with my audience? Whether you use it in YouTube, whether it's a 15-second reel on Instagram, whether it's something that you embed in an email so that someone opens it and your face is there and they're connecting with you in a personal way as opposed to just cold text. That is available now, and it's gonna get better and better. I'm not gonna get too granular on how to do it. The tools exist. I'll tell you what the tools are. They're very intuitive. If you want to do like a one-on-one, we can get into that of like, hey, I wanna do a video on this. I'm unclear on the tools. Please teach me how to do it. I'm happy to do that. But we could spend an hour on that alone. So again, I'm gonna keep this a little higher level. I want you to think creatively. How might I use something like that to boost what I'm doing already and improve on my marketing? All right, voice generator. This is something that's pretty cool. You can speak and ask the AI to replicate your voice. So if you're doing Instagram Reels, let's say, for example, or TikTok or something like that, where you're trying to create these 15 to 30-second clips, which are what the algorithms optimize for on a platform like Instagram. So by the way, if you're not doing them and you're just posting images, you should be doing that. But let's go back to the example of create a 15-second clip for me about South Orange County real estate and why you should still consider selling your home in a high interest rate environment. All right, well, then we can go to a tool like Chat GPT, ask it to create a script, proofread the script, ask it to improve it, really dial it in, and then go to a voice generator, put the script there, and the voice generator will create the audio using your voice so that you don't have to go record something, upload it, edit it, you just type it in. Additionally, it'll add captions for you. So now you've got a video that you created typing a sentence, you've got the voiceover that is your voice by typing the script in, that was written by AI, and the captions are already added to the video in the style that's most popular for something like an Instagram reel. And now you've got content that you can post. And why stop there? Ask Chat GPT to give you 20 suggestions for videos like that, 100 suggestions for videos like that. You can create an entire social media marketing plan using these tools alone. So again, think creatively about this for your business. How would I use this? How would I go about this for what I'm doing now? How could I improve what I'm doing now or add something completely new that I'm not doing now to connect with people? I think about it as like every business is like a wheel that has spokes, but those spokes all need to come back to a hub. And so what is the hub of your business? Is it your website? Is it your blog? It's something, but define what it is and then put the spokes in place to drive people back to that hub. Instagram is just another example of one of those spokes. Maybe it's not a spoke that's important to you. Maybe you focus on other things, but just an example. So within your business, how can you improve those spokes to get people back to that hub and save time, because it's time consuming to create videos like that. Lastly, on this note, self-replication on video is here. So you can use a tool to film yourself, and then instead of just copying your voice with text, you can tell it, make a video of me presenting this information. That way, you don't have to sit in front of a camera, record yourself every time, and then upload it, cut it, all that. You just type it in. I want a video of myself doing this. By the way, you can automate this within your CRM too. So you could say something like, when I encounter a new client, they go into my CRM and I tag them as a lead, send them an email with a video of me introducing myself using their name and just like a quick little intro about me and my team. Boom, you update the tag, video is sent. You haven't had to film anything, you haven't had to edit anything, it's done it all for you. You can think of one of the most important skills to have to use AI, because it does take some skills, would be prompt engineering. Anyone can do this, but you need to think about how you prompt the AI to give you what it is that you want. So first, define the purpose and focus of the conversation. For example, you could type in, the purpose of this conversation is to provide hotel and restaurant recommendations for my buyer clients visiting Orange County this weekend. It'll spit out a list for you of all the best places to eat in Orange County. You can say, I don't really like Mastro's. Can you give me another option? Sure, great, give me 3 more options. Give me more options in Ladera Ranch. It'll do all that for you. Next, choose specific and relevant language. For example, I'm a realtor in South Orange County. Can you please recommend affordable hotels, restaurants, and a few local attractions for my clients visiting the area? Again, it's all about how you ask it. Tell it what you do, who you are, what it is you're trying to achieve. Avoid the open-ended and overly broad prompts. This prompt is focused and specific, avoiding open-ended and overly broad language that could lead to disjointed or unfocused conversations. I would put that even directly in the AI. Tell it, avoid that. Review and revise. This is very important. Read what it gives you. Don't just copy paste. Go through, edit it, tell it what you want it to do different, and go through revisions with it. That's important. All right, here's the best hack. The act as hack is still probably one of the most important things when using AI. Ask it to act as whatever professional that you would be interacting with. As an example, act as an expert on Orange County neighborhoods. What are the key differences that prospective real estate buyers should keep in mind as they consider Ladera Ranch versus Rancho Santa Margarita? Let's try that one. All right, as you can see, it's already giving me a response. Orange County, California is a region with a wide variety of neighborhoods, each offering different lifestyles, amenities, community vibes. When it comes to Ladera Ranch or Santa Margarita, there are a few key differences. Now it's gonna lay it all out. So if I had a buyer client who was considering 2 neighborhoods, I could just ask Chat GPT, please outline what the differences are between them, and spit it out. This is getting better and better, and the tools are starting to come out so that you can also customize it to speak in your voice. So as it gets to know how you write emails, you could say, use my voice. GPT-4 has like plugins and stuff that you can use to program it to do all that stuff, but it takes specific training and all that. So I'd say this is a good place to start. I think it's good enough. I think you can edit it also. That's just a quick example of the power of this and using the act as feature to get it to start working how you'd want. I treat it like an assistant or like some kind of person who's helping me with my business, and I think about if I could have like an assistant for this task who's an expert in that, what would it be? And then I tell ChatGPT, act as that. Now here's my question. And even though we're gonna talk about more than just large language models today, you can think about prompt engineering as being the same for any AI tool, whether it's text to image, text to video, large language model. Think about how you prompt it. Put a little bit of thought into, all right, how would I request this to the AI to get the answer that I'm looking for? Another example would be like if you're gonna do an Instagram reel and you want a script and you ask it for an Instagram reel script, it'll get like, it's gonna try too hard. It's gonna give you an intro, it's gonna give you an outro, it's gonna be this long thing. So you just tell it, create an Instagram reel script for me, 15, 30 seconds long, no intro or outro. Just say that right away from the get-go. And that way you can kind of start to train it. What do I want to hear from you? So yeah, that's prompt engineering in a nutshell. But yeah, getting into kind of what we outlined earlier, what things are available now with AI that you can start using. Firstly, I want to talk about branding materials. as like a basic starting point before we get to the point of creating marketing materials. Let's say you're starting from scratch. You're a new agent, or you're an agent with a social media presence that you're like, it's not really doing much for me. I could really use a refresh on this. Here's a great tool to write down and check out. It's called brandmark.io. This can create branding materials for you. It can create your logo for you. It can create the whole suite of like, how does my branding come across? And this is all using text. So you type in and you tell it, I'm a realtor in South Orange County. I'd like my branding to be fun and upbeat and using green and pink colors. And it will create options for you. And then you can refine it and tell it, don't really like that. Can you actually make it a little bit more serious? Can you suggest some more fonts for me? And you can start to refine what your brand looks like. And this, I think, is revolutionary because right now, a lot of people are just using services like Fiverr, services like 99 Design, if you've used any of those, which are great because there's a lot of artists and designers out there that will bid for your project and create designs for you, and you can get it done at a pretty cheap price. But it does limit you on how many options you have. You're gonna get a lot of stuff that's lower quality, and this is just kind of like infinite options, really. And you're just typing it in and saying, here's my feedback. And it's not sending by email to somebody in Eastern Europe who's asleep right now and might get it tomorrow, might get to your prompt in 3 days from now, and then send it back to you. Within your strict timeline of how much time you have for that project before you have to pay and select a design. So I think that this is a great starting point to say, I need a little refresh in my branding. I'm going to create a logo. I'm going to create a suite of collateral that I can start to use, and maybe an aesthetic. I like these colors, I like these fonts. This is a great place to start. Now that we have some branding ideas, and let's say we've got a logo, we've got some colors, and we've got our suite defined. Now, how do we create marketing materials? So first, brainstorm some ideas. So let's use Chat GPT for that. So we're gonna say, please act as a social media expert for realtors in South Orange County. All right, the first one, 5 secrets every new home buyer in the village needs to know. 2, is the village of Coto de Caza best kept secret? Find out why. On and on and on. It's gonna be 20 ideas. I could then say, this is too village specific. Make it more South Orange County related. Then I could take one of these and say, I'm gonna leave the typos in there. And this is another thing that I like to do. I like to ask it to go section by section so that I can make sure it's on track before it spits out, some big long thing. And here it goes. If you're considering a move to the exclusive and much coveted neighborhood of the village in Coto de Caza, you're already on track discovering the epitome of Orange County luxury. So, and again, double check it, proofread it, make sure that these are actual secrets. It might hallucinate a little bit and give you something that's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So here's the start of an article. You've got a clickbait title that's gonna be eye-catching. You've got the first section, and now you can get in the second section, you can refine it. And here's a great starting point. So we did this, we picked the idea, we used the large language model to generate the script section by section. Now here we are at the video stuff. So as we spoke about for social media, the short form video is probably the most important right now for how the algorithms work on social media. All right, so we'll start at the same place. Let's brainstorm ideas. Please give me 20 ideas for Instagram Reels that can boost my social media presence with helpful, informative, and engaging content. All right, let's do the second one this time. Home staging secrets. We'll use this template to ask it, please write a 10 to 15 second script for an Instagram Reel about the second suggestion with no intro or outro. Just get right to it with a high energy, fun, and casual tone. All right, and here we go. Hey, home sellers, want to turn for sale into sold? Let me stage to impress. Clear the clutter to make every room a clean slate. Light it up. Bright spaces look bigger and more inviting. And a well-placed mirror, magic for making rooms feel larger. Anyways, this is like a good place to start if you're like, I want to start creating some reels for my Instagram. Well, here's a 15 to 30 second clip. What if you were to take that script and put it into a voice generator? Now you don't even have to record yourself doing it. And then go have a text to video, create a video about home staging. Let's ask Canva to do it. So let's say, I'm gonna leave the typo in there. While we're letting it load, I would just say, think about how you might use that for creating videos that you could post with captions, with your voice, whether it is your voice, whether you've used the generator for your voice. But what if you were able to create 10 of these, just 10, and post them 2-3 times a week for the next few weeks? How that might improve what you're doing already. By the way, if you want to take note of one of the best AI apps that I've found for the captions and stuff, it's called captions.ai. You can actually use that to edit your videos as well, where you don't really have to get in there and chop it up yourself. It will recognize where to make the chops. It'll cut out every time you say or and that's a really great tool for getting in and making. It's called Captions. If you had a listing and you had all the photography and stuff ready, could you upload it and ask it to do a video using those images? The answer is yes. So imagine you have your photography done for your listing, you upload those photos and you say, make a listing video about this property. Here's what I would like you to say about it using my voice. And if you'd like, maybe you say, now put me in front of it saying all of that stuff. Again, I didn't want to get into like, here's exactly how you do it because it requires a couple tools. I can tell you what the tools are. They're very intuitive, they're very easy. If you want to do that one-on-one with me, I'd be more than happy to do that. But for the purpose of this class, I wanted to keep it a little higher level and kind of like get you thinking about personally how you might use it. So there's captions. When you go to the site, that's what it looks like. Here's a good one that I like. This is called Unscreen, and this is a tool that will remove the background from you in a video. So that's kind of a cool tool if you're like, I kind of just want me and I want to put it in front of something. So this is another one where you could say, I'm not really comfortable generating myself as AI, but I am comfortable filming myself talking about this listing. You could film yourself, say, cool, remove the background, and then put yourself in front of the photos of your listing. So that's another kind of halfway tool for getting there with AI. Speechify. So now we're at the point of replicating your voice. I think you only need to do it for like 30 seconds, and then it will know your voice, and then you can type a script, and it will speak it back for you. And again, there are a lot of tools out there. So if you go and you see Speechify and there's a new one that's come out that's better, go use that one. But I'm just telling you some of the ones that I like, some of the ones that I've seen, and get you thinking about how you might use them. Synthesia, this is the one that will replicate you. You'll film yourself, then you can go do text to video of yourself presenting things. All right, now I want to talk about farming. This is really the meat and potatoes of what I wanted to talk about today, because we're all interested in how do we actually get more business. Doing social media, having more conversations with people, those are all gonna lead to more business, and it's a good way to fill the funnel. But how do you optimize filling that funnel and optimize your activities of getting in front of the people who you've targeted to be your audience? Firstly, I'd say if you haven't identified your farm yet, you probably should. So if you're working with someone in title, this would be where you'd start for that. Title companies have the best data. They're gonna be able to help you using their AI tools. So you don't have to go use AI to go find where the best farm is, who the people within that farm are most likely to sell their home. So those are the tools I know, so I'm gonna refer to those tools today. But they will sit down with you and say, within your region, here are 5 different farms that you could consider, and they'll score them for you, and they'll tell you based on how many agents are active, if there's a top agent, if there's not a top agent, and then you can pick which farm do I want to focus on. In addition to maybe the farm of where you live, just because you're there all the time. Now you can say, all right, within that farm, title partners, tell me who is most likely to sell their home based on the demographic data that you've collected, based on their income, based on their interest rate, based on all the data that they've got. They can tell you, here are the top people who are going to sell their home. So that's all AI driven and great technology to take advantage of if you're not already doing that. All right, second, They will sell you the data records within your farm. I think that that's highly valuable to have. You can know who the people are in your farm and know essentially what the demographics are and who's active as an agent in there. But if you buy the data, you've got the email addresses, phone numbers, personal information on the people who are there, and you can start to target who those people are that you're gonna have conversations with. Maybe you go door knock, you're old school, and you wanna show up and be face-to-face. That's great. It's one of the highest ROI activities you can do as an agent. Maybe you wanna send postcards and keep doing that. Great, another great activity. I'm gonna tell you a way that you can do a hyper jump to all of that. And that is gonna be using a tool called Homebot. And that's something that you should use in conjunction with your lender. It's an AI tool that is a lot like Zillow, but it's like Zillow on steroids. And the way that you might think about using it is uploading your database so that they can get 2 emails a month. And those emails are gonna be firstly an email about their asset, their property, saying, hey, your property here, here's how the value has changed. Here's, if you want an updated report of how your asset is performing, click here. And then the second email is gonna be about the zip code. And then you can see, twice a month who opens those. What's our open rate? Like 84%? 92% is our open rate on Homebot emails. So if you're not using it, it's probably the best bang for your buck. So the 1-2 punch that I like is find your lender to work with on Homebot, partner with a title partner and that lender, set up a meeting with both of them to outline a plan for digital farming using Homebot. One of the best strategies for email marketing that I found is this jab, 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 right hook, which means 3 email touches, those are the jabs, providing value and information before you go in with the self-promotion or with the ask, let's say, with the call to action. Let's keep that in mind as we think about how we might use this strategy of collecting the data of your farm to then do something with it. Let's assume we're working with a lender in Homebot. Let's go back to GPT. I'm gonna say, please act as an email copywriter for Realtors in South Orange County. I want you to be thinking about how would you provide value in those 3 jab emails before your right hook. Here's a list of 20 jabs, all right? Let's do the first one. Please, I'm gonna misspell things on purpose. But I like doing the typos too, just because it's kind of fun to see it knows exactly what I mean anyways. It's gonna give me an email that I could use. I can refine that, I can tell it to refine it, I can really dial it in. Then what if I was to say, I'm gonna do a video in the middle of this email. Please also create a script for me to create a video of myself talking about this. Now let's say you took that email, and now you've got this email in your CRM with a video you've created using text to voice, text to image of yourself perhaps. Let's say it's a video of you, whether you filmed yourself or you've replicated yourself using AI, it's you. First email, you've bought the data from First American, you've uploaded them to Homebot, and you reach out and you say, hey, I'm an agent that is active in your area. And on video, you say, I want to let you know about this service that I pay for, that I want people in my neighborhood to have access to. It's called Homebot. Here's how you can use it. Here are the ways that it's adding value. Please use it. It's my treat. Boom. Now you've introduced yourself. You've offered something of value. They're going to get a follow-up email from Homebot. They're not going to just think it's spam at this point because they've heard from you. They've seen you on video talking about it. And now they're receiving 2 emails from you a month. I can't think of a better way to get in front of people with that first personal touch of having the video and then regular contact. Now, when they go into Homebot and they click on something, you're gonna be notified. Oh, this person clicked on a question. Is my home actually worth this? I think it's worth more. Oh, great. This person clicked on that. Pick up the phone, call them. Hey, I'm this realtor, you've seen my stuff, whatever. I saw that you clicked on this. And I wanted to see if you wanted to have a conversation. I can pull some comps. Let's look at what your house is actually worth. Looks like you think it's worth a little more. I tend to agree. Okay, why are they clicking on that? They probably are thinking about selling their home. It's a pretty powerful way of improving on whatever you're doing for farming and having a strong strategy for adding that digital component. Let's say you were to create 3 of those jabs, those offering value emails, and then you also create that hook email. That's like, all right, I've already sent 3 emails to this person providing value. They're receiving my Homebot emails as well. Now, fire away with that hook. Now you create the video and the email that's like, hey, this is who I am. I'm an agent. I would love to get to know you, whatever. And that's the time that you send the self-promotional stuff after you've provided value. If I was an agent, this is what I'd be doing. And this is what we're doing with agents as a lending partner is working with the title company, adding the Homebot component. And so, yeah, think about it. Think about how you might use these tools for your business specifically. You're probably doing your own unique things in addition to social media, in addition to email, in addition to blogging or writing articles or whatever it is, however it is that you uniquely address your audience. Start thinking about how these tools can help. On the horizon, there are going to be things that will start to make these tools more integrated into one thing. If you want a list of different AI tools for the different things we talked about, other than what you've written down, maybe some ideas about what's coming or whatever, I'd be happy to send it to you. Here's my information here. So that's one way that I'd like to interact with you. The second, if you're interested in doing the Homebot thing and you're serious about it, get in touch with me. I'd love to speak with you guys about how to do that. It's pretty easy to set up, super easy to upload your database. If you're not already working with title partners, we can identify someone for you. If you are, let's get together with them. Let's talk about how you're getting the data from your farm. And then let's roll with it and start seeing how you can boost your activities.